Method of business would persist until the formation of the National Wrestling Alliance in 1948. The NWA as a central governing body, with its singular, undisputed world champion, would be absolute and undeniable. This control, combined with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and the inevitable popularity and availability of regional television, would usher in an era of wrestling that was defined by what would come to be known as the territory system. The territory system would dominate wrestling for nearly 4 decades. While the borders, authority, popularity, and obedience of individual NWA territories was in a near constant state of flux, to this day the impact and influence of these territories is still felt. Each territory had its own signature promoter and star. While it is impossible to cram these characteristics into a static, concrete map, we are damn sure going to try anyway.
So open up your eyes before it gets too late. Now one man, there's no way you can hit the street lights running, don't give a damn. A simple explanation that you'll never find. Sinners never sacrifice, we never leave them alone. Is hate really worth the price? Look at what we've done. Never care for compromise, always threatening someone's life, and it feels like the end of the world.
Method of business would
All right, welcome to a special live edition of This Week in Pro Wrestling. At the beginning of the show, obviously, everybody's aware that we lost Bushwhacker Butch.
No, Luke. Says here Luke.
Yeah, but no, it's Butch.
Is it Butch? It says
Yeah.
Luke.
But what the script
we
says
lose
is
both of
Luke.
them?
No, you only lost Butch.
We only lost one?
I only lost
Oh,
Butch.
okay.
Only you would make fun of
It says
the
Luke.
death of an icon. Bushwhacker, if you read the script, Whacker.
Are you reading the script?
Butch says about his friend, late last night, I lost my friend, brother, and tag team partner of over 50 years with the passing of Bob Butch Miller. Luke said on a Facebook post, my heart goes out to his wife, Helen, and his lovely daughters, Shannon and Christian, for all his grandchildren. From the early 70s, when the young mates wrestling in New Zealand, blah, 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 blah. Goodbye, my friend. Thoughts on the loss of one half of the Bushwhackers. And before you
I like
start,
the blah blah part. I thought that was
before
the most
you
important
start,
part.
if I hear another comment on how they were the sheep herders and they were this vicious tag team and they were incredible, and then when they went to the WWE, they
Oh, is that
made
what's
jokes
going,
of
that's
them.
what's going on out there?
Yeah, well, that's what you hear, right?
Right.
Jay Will says, "Rip sheep herder Butch Miller." I
how-
never was a fan of the Bushwhackers. Look, I didn't even get to read this, but Jay Will says enjoyed the deadly NWA sheep herders. What is this whole hate the Bushwhackers, love the sheep herders type of deal?
It's the old. It sounds like the old purists coming back to annoy the fuck out of you. That's what it sounds like.
Well, no, I get the point. You like the sheep herders, but clearly that gimmick was not going to work, and I'm sure they made much more money licking heads
Why don't we just
bleeding.
Why don't we just clear it up for the 10% of people who are making loud enough noise to make you think that it's 80% of the public?
Go ahead.
Okay, basically, 9.5 pro wrestling fans today out of 10 know them as the Bushwhackers. It's not 1/2 out of 10 that screams at the top of their lungs because they hate Vince McMahon. There's your explanation. Now, as far as the Bushwhackers go, or the sheep herders, rest in peace. However, you weren't better than Demolition. Put the fucking Demolition in the Hall of Fame. Next.
Were you a fan of the Bushwhackers, though?
No. Am I supposed to like throw rose petals right now, or am I supposed to tell the truth?
No, it's
The
fair.
truth is, no, I wasn't. However, their gimmick got super over, right?
Yeah,
And they were very popular.
fair enough.
They had a good career, right?
Fair enough.
That's it. It is what it is. So screaming up and down about the sheep herders is about as in vain as trying to get Ivan Koloff in the Hall of Fame. So,
Ames says he liked when he ate Brother Love's Rose.
okay.
Yeah, I really look, man. For some reason, I don't really remember the Bushwhackers really wrestling any real important matches in the WWE. I don't know why.
That's because I don't think they had any.
Yeah, you might be right.
What are you going to do?
And not to carry on last week's theme, but just so you know,
Yeah.
when Butch was in the hospital, they made a GoFundMe page to help with his hospital bills.
Okay.
So since he passed away, I thought to myself, well, they should just return the money, right? Because there's no hospital bills, right? The guy.
Give it a footsie.
Well, hold on.
What?
They changed the GoFundMe to funeral expenses and medical expenses. I don't know what. First of all, if you're not a U.S. citizen, which I don't think he was,
Okay.
and you go to the hospital here,
Yeah.
right, and you die,
Yeah.
do you think they're going to the family in New Zealand trying to collect money?
The hospital here?
Yeah.
I think the hospital will go to Mars to get their money.
No.
No?
No.
Tell me. Explain.
How are you going to? You're not going to chase someone in New Zealand for money. You have no jurisdiction there to begin with.
Wow. So wait a minute. I should die overseas.
Not a bad idea.
I think I'm going to
So
go
once
on
you're
a trip.
sick, take a flight,
There you go.
head to Europe, and die.
Do what Jim Morrison did. Go
Then
to
you're good.
France.
Is that where he died?
He died in France.
But not making fun of it. Only Marks know of the sheep herders, Lou says. I
you.
remember the sheep, like in the magazine, the sheep herders.
Sure,
but when they
sure.
came in as the bushwhackers, I was on like, hey, that's the sheep herders.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I can't even remember. I've never seen a
Look,
sheep herders match.
Vince McMahon was smart enough to recognize that they would be a great comedy act, and that's exactly what they were.
And they made lots of
And
money
they
doing
made
it.
a shitload of money. So,
Probably enough to cover his medical bills.
you would have think if he had budgeted.
There you
He
go.
was probably too busy licking heads.
I got to tell you, if I see another GoFundMe page, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah, well, I hope I don't disappoint you. I started one for me
There
yesterday.
you go.
You know?
There you go.
Yeah, something about brain surgery. I need, go ahead. What's next?
WWE merges with Endeavor, parent company of the UFC, with a valuation of over $21 billion. The following month's speculation of the sale for $9.3 million. 51% of it goes to Endeavor.
Right.
Vince McMahon is also being retained along with his staff.
Of course.
And Vince has been asked to come back on as not just a figurehead, but part of the building of the WWE.
Right.
Feelings about a wrestling fan who grew up on Vince McMahon,
Yeah.
and now he's no longer the head of the
I
WWE.
ask you a strange question. Have you and I always trusted Vince McMahon's decisions?
I have.
Do you trust this one?
I do.
So do I.
Greg
consistent,
R
dude.
says New Zealander sheep herders with Jonathan Boyd. Greg, I don't know if you caught it, but I just never followed the sheep herders. But do I listen?
I think I trust him. Mm-hmm. I will say the most revealing thing of this whole Vince McMahon revelation over these last few days. I love that Dick Dastardly mustache.
First of all,
He's a genius, by the way. That mustache distracted everybody.
People are making
Me
fun
first.
of that.
Yeah.
He
I
actually
love
looks like he's 60 years
I
old
happen
now.
to love it.
Yeah, he looks
I
good.
actually want him to come back as a updated bad guy with that mustache. The only thing that's missing is a top hat, a cape, and a little twirl.
Lou says Vince is still head of the WWE. He owns 9.3% of
course.
Endeavor. Of course.
Of course.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, he is brilliant.
He's a genius.
Yeah, he is.
Big news out of AEW. I got to hear you weigh in on this. AEW announces biggest show ever at London's Wembley Stadium. AEW is going all in with its first show in the United Kingdom. AEW will make the United Kingdom debut with an event in London's Wembley Stadium, where WWE had their SummerSlam, if you remember, with British Bulldog and Bret Hart.
Sure.
Thoughts of AEW invading London, England?
Well, it just goes to show that the English love their pro wrestling. And, I don't think that they'll necessarily fill it because it's AEW. I think they'll fill it because the English love their pro wrestling.
You're shocking me right now. You think they're going to
I
fill?
didn't say that. I said if they fill it. Okay, let me.
All right. First of all, what are the chances of them filling it?
I don't think very good.
I say 0.
Yeah, I don't think very good. Wembley Stadium is immense. I'm a big time, as you know, soccer fan of the Premier League, and I'm well aware of what Wembley can hold. And no, I don't think that they'll fill it, but I do think that they'll get a decent crowd. I don't know how many.
All right, what do you think the average crowd is for a U.S.-based Dynamite? 5,000? 10,000?
Yeah, they're not.
I don't think 10 grand.
They're
either.
not doing what Vince does week after week after
Just
week.
talking about AEW. Forget about the WWF.
Yeah,
it's not even WWE. It's not even close.
We know what they do. I don't know, 5 to 10, but only 10 when Punk was doing his thing.
Okay. Well, I don't understand where they think they could sell tickets. They're going on sale like right away, right? So they've got months and months and months.
Right.
Here's my thing. We're really never going to know the truth because I got to be honest with you. Luce says AEW could fill it. I'm not, dude.
That's possible.
CM Punk could help. You better go get CM Punk to help you.
You're going to need CM Punk for that. But the English love their wrestling, man.
No matter what wrestling it is?
This isn't a no matter what situation. It's not like TNA is trying to go over there and do it, or the NWA. Whether you want to admit it or not, and you don't have to, because it's really speculation on my part. But I feel like AEW is doing what TNA was doing back in the Spike TV days.
Jay Will brings up a good point.
Kinda,
WCW still holds the record for the largest crowd in history Korean trip. Yes, but they were forced to go, and this is where
when are they going to clear this one up? This guy forced everybody in the country to go attend this.
What are the chances that Tony Khan doesn't want to look bad, and he goes and gives tickets away and buys?
Absolutely.
That's going to happen.
That is going to happen. I guarantee that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guarantee that. That's going to happen one way or the other. It's a ballsy thing for him to try, though. At least he's trying.
He's always trying to attack, like these WWE moves. Stop.
He copies a solid
but you got to
guy.
stop acting like you're competing with them. You're not.
No, it's really not.
You're actually just competing to survive.
Right.
B40 says AW Smarks will buy $10 tickets each and give them away for free to make sure the stadium is full.
I can see that.
Greg R. wants to know, do you think Drew McIntyre is going to jump to AEW? The rumor is Drew's unhappy and with all the moves and his contract is up.
He could, but what exactly would that do for AEW? Are you going to go running to change the channel to see Drew McIntyre?
Not true. I've said that for the longest time. It's Drew
McIntyre should be very grateful that Vince McMahon remained loyal to him. Don't you remember when he basically called him the chosen one in the beginning?
Yeah.
That he set him free.
Right.
And unlike others who came back, he put the belt around them. He let him beat Brock Lesnar in fairly easy order, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, COVID time, Brock just wanted to get in, get out.
Well, you know how Drew got to perform in front of not millions and millions.
And really nobody.
Yeah.
Jason brings up a good point. AEW was in San Francisco last March. The Cow Pals drew 3,874.
Yeah, give me a break. Come on now. Maybe they should have Danhausen give out free bags of chips. What do you think? Like fish and chips, because you're in England.
My whole thing is, do you know Tony Khan's going to buy tickets? And that just ruins the whole thing. Whatever. Again, my whole point is, I just don't even get it. It's like, if I was Tony Khan, I would be putting on a lot of house shows.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how you draw interest. You come to towns, you do some, 5,000 people house shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now you would be making them work a lot. Isn't that why most of them are there? So they don't have to take that grueling schedule?
There you go. That's true.
Please, give me a break.
You're not a fan of Phil. I'm not a fan of Phil, but Danhausen likes CM Punk. He wrote on his Twitter.
Very happy for Danhausen.
I always like when Jared laughs. I've had a rough month with everything going on, and a great friend of mine, Pepsi Phil, surprised me today with my Holy Grail collectible of unspeakable act of kindness amongst others suspect unspeakable act of kindness. I don't even know what the hell that means.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Because he's Danhausen. He'll be mad if I posted this. I don't care. This is my revenge. So I'm assuming CM Punk gave him the first Spider-Man.
The first?
Yeah, I don't even know where he got his
First
hand.
of all, no. Okay, because the Amazing Fantasy number 15.
Right.
He's not handing over a comic.
I'm
book.
telling you, the
What-
picture of
Can
him
I-
with the Amazing
Jared, you
Fantasy.
got the picture, please?
I think it's up there.
I can't make that out from here. Motherfucker, I cannot make that out from here. What's on the cover, Spidey?
1 second.
All right.
It's
let's not
definitely
make-
Amazing
He
Fantasy.
definitely gave him the first appearance of Wolverine. I saw that. That's the Incredible Hulk 181, I think. There's a cameo
I don't know
of
if
180.
he was holding the Amazing Fantasy.
Yeah, you see
magazine.
on his Punk is holding up
That
the
no,
first
but that's a
appearance of Wolverine.
different.
Okay, that is not.
No,
the
no,
first
hold on. That
appearance
is a
of
different
Spider-Man.
picture. That is a different
Yeah, that's
picture.
not the first
He definitely
appearance.
has an amazing.
He's
and I
not
would have to
giving
go-
away Amazing Fantasy 15. The thing's worth over $100,000. It's probably worth more, unless things.
I thought it was crazy too when I saw that. I'm like,
he didn't do it. He gave him a copy. It's a second printing. Danhausen celebrating for no reason.
wow, poor Danhausen.
Yeah, he's
He
got a second
he got
print. You ever,
taken.
you ever get that? You think you've got the
Oh, yeah.
original? It's his second print. It's worth $6.
Happened to me at a carnival
Did it
when I
really?
was collecting cardboard.
What did you pick up?
There was like a dart game, and in the bag, they set me up. I'm so stupid. The Michael Jordan rookie card was
come
shown
on,
in there,
bro.
and I'm
You
thinking,
had to
oh,
know.
I was.
I would have known right away.
I
I would have
know.
been like, "Dude, don't buy that."
No, I didn't buy it. No, it was like you had to win it,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like, oh my god, they're so stupid.
right.
They
Oh, yeah, they're real stupid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So when I
cha-ching.
got it, I won it. I grabbed it, took it out, and on the back was nothing.
Hostess, it was like a hostess
no,
card.
it was nothing. It was a blank piece of cardboard. It was
Remember the
screwed
Twinkie
me over.
boxes when we were kids? You could cut the
Yes.
baseball cards
Yes.
on the back of
Oh
the
my God,
box.
yes.
How cool were those?
Oh, yeah.
I bet you those might be
Dude,
worth a
if you
few
would have
bucks.
kept anything old,
Dude,
they're worth tons of money.
I would have a fortune. My record collection. I had on VJ Records.
Oh, my God.
Introducing the Beatles.
Oh, my God.
You have no idea how hard and rare that is. Today.
Where is that? What happened?
What happened was Capitol Records jumped in. There was if the Beatles.
No,
first
what
album-
happened to your album? I don't care what happened.
A certain parent got mad that my hair was getting long and discarded my satanic record collection.
Oh, my God.
And you know what I think did it was that damn Iron Maiden album with that artwork. She was like, "Oh, what are you listening to?"
So much money lost, man.
Yep.
WWE unhappy with Ric Flair over Hall of Fame speech on March 31st. Flair inducted the Great Muta into the Hall of Fame and described him as the greatest Japanese wrestler he's ever faced. Muta is one of the rare cases in which a wrestler was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame without competing in the WWE.
Okay.
Unhappy, Flair spoke about the career of Great Muta and their long time working together in a lengthy speech last Friday. Sean Rossap, there he is again, reports that the WWE wasn't thrilled with the speech the 16-time world champion had. It was believed that Flair mentioned Sting, who now works for AEW, is a reason why the speech did not go well backstage.
Oh, stop it.
Thoughts on that?
That's stupid. He can't mention Sting? That's stupid. If that's really the truth, somebody's being petty back there. That's dumb.
By the way, if anyone was upset over the Hall of Fame and didn't think there was enough people in it, which I thought, it was a fantastic Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Whether you are angry that Keebler got put in or not, I will tell you personally, me watching the intro video of all the things that she did off of the WWE career.
All those 5-star matches, I agree, man. What a career.
Again,
Wow.
this is not just wrestling, it's sports entertainment.
Oh, all those great promos
And
she used to give?
Who would have?
Oh, my God.
Well,
Matches
I
on
would.
the mic.
I will tell you.
Wow.
I will tell you this.
Yeah, go ahead. What, that program with Test?
She probably gave the most perfect speech any human.
Good for her.
Almost Obama-esque.
It better
Clean,
it better
sharp,
be.
and well
Hey,
done.
You better speak well. You just got away with Moida.
By the way, Davio, you just put that. You saw Reggie Jackson on a talk show saying he's bringing back the Reggie Bar. I got to tell you,
Reggie Bars are delicious.
I think it was on Netflix
I
or
want 'em.
Hulu, whatever. I was watching the Reggie Jackson documentary.
Okay.
Fucking hated it. It was so bad. I had to turn it
Why?
off. It was just bad.
Dude, Reggie's one of my absolute favorite.
One of my
all-timers.
favorites too.
Why? Why was
just
it bad?
It was bad. It was.
You love documentaries. Why was this bad?
It was just bad.
Was Reggie boring or something? Was this great?
No, it was really agenda driven. It was just
Agenda
yeah.
driven? In what way?
They were talking a lot about blacks in in
Here we
baseball,
go. Okay.
and the things they had to go through, which were very difficult
that's
for sure.
very true,
but it
but I-
became it was really heavy on that, and not enough about Reggie the player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I understand the importance of black history
course.
in sports. I get it.
Well, I'm not
but-
looking for that when I want to see a Reggie
Well,
Jackson
you want to see both.
documentary.
I'm okay with having both, but you got to
But you're
mix
telling
it
me
in.
It was top heavy with that, right?
It was just
Then I'm
top
not
heavy.
looking for that, and there's nothing wrong with us saying that. I'm not looking for that.
Jay Will says Marvel Tales would always be a repeat of Amazing Spider-Man, so could at least see it. John Romita is my favorite Spider-Man artist. I've got John
Excellent.
Romita signed art in my man cave, and it's fucking awesome.
Nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Sherilyn Guerrero alleges she was sexually assaulted by her stepdad, Vicky Guerrero Spons.
Oh, I heard about this.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Sherilyn Guerrero, the daughter of Vicky and the late Eddie Guerrero, has alleged that she was sexually assaulted by her stepfather, Chris Benson, with her mother publicly responding. Bear with me, guys. Sorry, my computer's jumping all over the place.
How old is Sherilyn?
Sherilyn is the youngest daughter of Eddie and Vicky, posted a video on TikTok on Tuesday alleging that her stepfather, Vicky's husband, sexually assaulted her on a 2020 cruise prior to the pandemic. Come 2020, right before COVID, there was a cruise that my family went on, and basically on this cruise, I got sexually assaulted. The unfortunate part, it was my stepdad. Yeah, it was my stepdad. Was he the only one? No, but that's my business to put out the story out there, and it happened to me. Pharaoh, thoughts?
What am I supposed to think about this? I've got no idea what to think about this. Did you see Vicky's response?
Vicky responded.
Vicky's response was pretty intense, man.
She says on Instagram, I don't know why I go to Instagram with it.
Where's the FU bomb?
My
she dropped?
relationship with Sherilyn has been hostile for over 15 years, and she's had tried to deal with her daughter's narcissism. The AWA talent and former WWE personality also mentioned that Sherilyn, close friends and family, had distanced ourselves from her because of manic behaviors. Regarding the alleged sexual assault incident, Guerrero said that Sherilyn was drunk on a cruise and demanded Plan B from the pharmacy in the Bahamas because she thought she had been raped after having guys in her room, and that she was tired of her daughter's constant manipulation, lies, and disrespect. Guerrero noted that she would see Sherilyn in court and that would no longer be related. How hard is it to choose your husband or your daughter, no matter who's telling the truth? Go ahead.
I just want you to find out one thing for me, or at least confirm it for me. I do believe that the article I read listed the daughter as 23 years old. Now, I don't know if that number is accurate before I'm about to say what I'm about to say.
She didn't sound, when I watched the video, she didn't look it, but okay, if you say it slow, then you're
Does
fine.
she look a little older or a little younger?
She looks like she's 14.
Okay, well...
Phil, how are you, buddy? Good to see you.
What's up, Phil? I think that I read that she was 23. Okay, if that is the case...
Right.
She was born in 2000 and was only 5, I believe, or so when Eddie passed away. 5 or 6.
Okay.
I'm being loose here with the exact number. Vicky says here that her relationship with this daughter has been hostile for over 15 years. That would mean that you started a hostile relationship with your child when she was 8?
Could be. Can't say she's lying. I don't know.
Yeah, but what kind of parent turns a relationship with a child, especially after the father has died, at the age of 8 into hostile? This sounds slightly psychotic to me.
It could be.
This is fucked up.
It's tricky.
I mean, I'm reading that. That's a very important detail to me. Over 15 years, that means that you have started hostilities with your 8-year-old? You're fucked up, lady. But that's okay. Vicky in advance has told anybody who has any opinion on this, fuck you. So, sorry, Vicky. Fuck you too.
Let me ask you.
Anyway.
You're the husband of
Yeah.
said woman, and she has a daughter, and the daughter accuses you of this, which, honestly, guys, I have a strange feeling the stepfather situation like this, or accusations like this, happen more often than we think. Okay, and I'm not saying, but, because
I agree.
Obviously there might be this problem between the child and whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
How do you continue, whether you believe it or not, or don't believe it, it must be impossible to continue a relationship because it's probably always sitting in the back of your mind, right?
I would think. At the end of the day, that's your blood.
Yeah.
What? I think Vicky's nuts. That's what I think. I think Vicky's nuts. Of course, her daughter could be nuts too.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of nuttiness going on here. This is not normal behavior. And why are they all going so fucking public with this? Well, the daughter threw the first public.
So she threw the first thing.
She threw
right?
the first thing.
So right there, when you go on TikTok like that, you're just,
Right.
whatever. Right. All right, some good news.
What a mess.
Child who danced, well, not good news, but kind of good news. Child who danced with Bianca Belair during the entrance tragically lost her mother hours before.
That's not good.
Well, before Bianca Belair took on
bad news.
Asuka for the Raw Women's Champion Sunday, she was joined in a ramp by a dance group called the Divas of Compton.
Okay.
The young woman part where the Belair's ring entrance.
Right.
The girl stood out as she was dancing alongside the superstar after the show. To WWE Chief of Content Triple H talked about the young woman who danced with Belair. I wanted to mention and offer condolences and thoughts and prayers. Triple H said, there's a little girl out there. She came and informed her mother passed away this morning, and she wanted to dance. Thoughts on that? First of all, how did you like that entrance with those kids?
Cool.
It was pretty cool, right?
Of course it was cool. Why wouldn't I like that? Why are people? Please don't tell me that there's idiots out there complaining about that.
But I was thinking about you because we didn't watch WrestleMania together. But how did you like the piano for Roman Reigns' theme song? Did you think that was kind of stealing from AEW a little bit, or
No.
Okay,
I thought it was excellent.
I thought so too.
Dude, I don't give AEW a second fucking thought when I'm watching the New York Yankees.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't give them a second thought. It didn't even occur to me. No. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great.
Well, that entrance was incredible.
Yeah.
WWE facing backlash, shameless use of Auschwitz
Here we go.
concentration camp during WrestleMania.
Here
WWE is facing backlash for its shameless use of an image of Auschwitz concentration camp as part of the promotion during its biggest event in WrestleMania. The image of the concentration camp appeared during a video promo between the match between Rey Mysterio and Dominic. The kickoff show, which is on YouTube, appears to have cut the image from the video.
Somebody really made a bad call. That's a bad call. You knew I would say this anyway. What are you doing? What are you?
What are the chances?
What are you?
What are the chances the
thinking?
person making the video did not even know the significance? We've discussed this before.
You mean
right?
to tell me that someone who gets paid good money to put together WWE video clips put this together and at no point had a clue that this was Auschwitz? Nope. Not buying it.
Okay.
Somebody is a complete idiot. That is,
Do you think it could have been a bad joke?
It's one thing. It's horrendous. How about fucking asshole? How about that? That's how I look at that.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
I honestly feel that they
ha.
just made a flat out mistake.
Yeah, they
didn't
did.
realize.
No, they made a
they probably
mistake.
they're like, oh, this looks like a cool jail picture. Let's
Stupidest-
use this.
How do you not know what the fuck that place looks like unless you're historically ignorant?
Because
I guess you're historically ignorant.
Yeah.
Okay, it's possible.
I mean, someone should have been fired over it.
Well, thank you.
That I'll give.
I appreciate that. That's nice of you. Do they get a bag of chips from Danhausen on their way out the door?
Maybe.
Or do we put their shit in a garbage bag and send it to their house?
More than likely, the
How
latter.
about a FedEx on their wedding day?
The latter. I like all those options.
Those are all good. They all work, too.
So,
Yeah.
we talked about WrestleMania, some great matches. Cody lost to the Tribal Chief. And, next up for Pharaoh is the Rangers, Knicks, Yankees, and Jets.
Yeah, and you just listed your favorite team. So up next for Mike.
I know.
And by the way, this is what a prophecy this is by you putting this. The Jets haven't won since 1969. The Knicks haven't won since 1973. The Yankees haven't won since 2009. And the Rangers have won one cup in the last 83 years. But Mike, he knows.
Cody Rhodes is joining the list.
I see it. What was Woody Carson used to do with that stupid thing on? He said, "Hey, I got a vision. Oh, all the New York teams are going to lose. What else is new?"
No, well, the point is, Cody joins our famous teams.
You know what?
He's part of our
there
famous
is
group.
Are we talking about this right now or no?
Yeah.
There is one thing that I should have realized all along. He made his stardom somewhere else. What the hell was I thinking that they would even give him a remote shot at this belt?
When you say it like that,
That is the
you're right.
stupidest
You're
thing
right.
I have ever thought to myself, because I immediately realized,
Like, for example, when the WWE Universe wanted Kofi Kingston champion, well, he's one of ours. I guess we'll give him the belt at WrestleMania.
All right.
when Daniel Bryan was fucking going, yes, 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 his stardom was made in the WWE. I guess we'll give the belt to him. Cody Rhodes, weren't you the guy that put the sledgehammer to the throne?
Oh, by the way, Phil says, hey, Jimmy, we didn't have to riot. That's right. Phil, you were supposed to riot
Phil,
if Cody didn't win.
Phil, there's also my other philosophy that you know someone, and they didn't want you rioting. You really intimidated somebody in booking, Phil.
First ladies in the house.
Hello
Look,
there, Maria.
for all you Cody
Wait a minute, it's not Maria's birthday again, is it?
No, it is not.
I just want to make sure.
For all your Cody fans out
Maria.
there, don't worry. There is an end at the rainbow. Maybe.
No, there's not.
Maybe.
No, there's not.
No, it's over.
He's done.
You're out. He's out.
He's done.
Cody, you're done.
Did you see what Lesnar did to him?
That was great.
I mean, the fans were already like, oh my God, he lost. And then they're like, yeah, Brock's going to tell. Oh my God. And Vince is in the back. Vince is in the back going, ha ha ha. Fucko.
That was too easy.
It was
When I saw Brock come out, I go, that's it.
unbelievable.
Turning on him.
You know? Oh, yeah.
Brock's
that
going to be in
was
the bloodline, dude.
It's
gonna be in the
No
bloodline.
sense. He's not part of this.
It's going to be like a hired hand.
Is he? Brock's going to be Uzi? That's stupid.
I don't know Uzi, no. He'll
don't
probably
wanna-
be like, I don't. Somehow he'll protect Reigns for a while.
Why would he bother?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do I write anything? I don't write.
I
shit.
don't
What do
write-
I
you
know?
don't write nothing.
All right, what was the match of the night, WrestleMania, bro?
Wow. I really.
Lots to choose from.
There is a
and there
lot to
isn't a
choose
wrong
from.
answer
I'm
here.
down to like 3. I
Go
got
ahead.
3.
Go ahead.
Obviously, I thought the main event was fucking fantastic. Reigns and
Yep.
Cody. I thought that was a great match. By the way, I think that's Roman Reigns' greatest match.
How come you said that to me
Just my
before?
opinion.
Why? Why?
Because this was the most emotionally invested anybody has ever been in one of his matches. Fair?
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought that Roman Reigns truly became, that night, one of the greatest heels of all time.
So I'll ask you this
Truly
question:
became one.
The anti-Roman Reigns
They hate
people who love Ric Flair,
Okay.
isn't Roman Reigns just like Ric Flair? Like,
Yeah.
I see these comments.
Yeah.
Roman's not the greatest because he cheats all the time.
He cheats his balls off, just like Ric Flair
that's
always
just it,
did.
right?
And he winds up getting away with murder, and you want to kill him.
And you want to kill him.
That's it. That was
Here's the
Ric Flair.
one thing for all the fans
I mean,
that get
they're
mad at me.
completely
Now,
different as far as
I want to make
personalities, but the end result is the same.
I want to make it clear. I met my idol a couple weeks ago.
Shut up. I don't want to hear about it.
And I love him. To me, he is
I don't
the
want to hear
GOAT.
about it. I told you.
But
don't wanna
I
hear
will
about
say this about Roman
it.
Reigns.
Yeah.
I never saw a wrestling match or a group of wrestling matches where it feels like it's real and it's big time.
Well, your emotion is real.
But I'm just saying in
does
general.
that.
If you know nothing about wrestling and you sat down and here's a pay-per-view and it's Daniel Bryan against Roman Reigns, those matches, the announcing, the way he comes out, the way the opponent comes out,
Yeah.
it feels like a heavyweight boxing match of like Iron Mike against Holyfield. It feels that way.
How about people finally giving Roman Reigns credit for being able to work with a million?
Oh, Stinger's not agreeing with him being the greatest heels. He goes, come on. Dude, Roman.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's
Fuck you, Roman, at the top of their fucking lungs? Are you watching the same thing I am? No disrespect. But come on, are you serious? They hate his fucking guts. You can't be serious. He is definitely a great heel. I mean, of his generation, okay, give me MJF. Let me know when MJF does this in front of 100,000 people. Over and over again.
Jay Will, good point here. The difference is that Flair's promos were an extension of his true personality.
Absolutely. Ric Flair, like I said, personalities aside, the end result is the same. You got a heel who gets away with murder, is always cheating, needs his buddies, and everybody hates him for it.
A mess says Honky Tonk Man used to get to cheat and win and get DQ'd for matches.
Sure, absolutely.
But Roman,
I'll tell you, you must not. Really,
Man, I don't
know
get
how
the
anybody
hatred for
cannot
Roman.
see.
I don't get
know
it.
I don't know how anybody cannot see that this guy has become such a great bad guy. I don't understand.
He's the biggest drawing champion in the history of pro wrestling.
I'm baffled.
Whether you talk about economics or anything else, he has drawn the largest crowds in the history of professional wrestling. That is a fact. That's a real deal.
He's no Hulk Hogan, but okay.
You know what? I'm
He's
putting
no Hulk
putting him
Hogan.
up
Slow
there.
down.
I am.
He's no
I'm
Hulk
putting
Hogan.
him up there.
Nope.
The only thing I would disagree on is that Roman defends the title once a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Where the champions old would defend in every arena, 14, 20 times a month, right? So
I think the big difference with this past WrestleMania result is Hogan Reigns, when he first turned heel, was kind of a popular heel.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He ain't popular no more.
No.
Fans fucking hate him.
Yeah.
And they really officially really hate him now after he beat the Golden Boy.
Gotcha.
So that's what I mean by this, you know?
Russell Crowe commends the efforts of Finn Balor and Edge at their WWE WrestleMania match. Brood Edge and Demon Finn Balor at WrestleMania 9 Hell in a Cell match was sponsored by the upcoming horror movie The Pope Exorcist, and that's starring Russell Crowe, and he tweeted a package saying what an incredible match is. So I did ask you, what were the best matches of WrestleMania? What were your top three?
Like I said, I thought that the Reigns-Cody Rhodes match was amazing. I thought Kevin and Sammy beating the Usos was amazing. But the one that I really, I'm sorry, but Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, holy shit.
I'm going to go...
What a great effing match that was.
I'm going to go with those exact matches you said.
Those were the three
And I
best.
will tell you, the three-way with Gunther, Sheamus, and
my
McIntyre
God,
was incredible.
What am I talking about? That's in there too.
And if you ask my wife, she said she could not. Well, she was watching with me.
Yeah.
She said the Edge Finn Balor match. She
it was-
couldn't sit through it. It was so like.
I thought it was excellent.
She was like couldn't take it.
I thought it was excellent. There was a lot of great matches during this past weekend. I think WrestleMania absolutely delivered both nights. It's funny though. So many people, or at least on the internet,
Right.
so many people, when I was looking into this, all put night one over night two, and all because their guy didn't win.
But that's fine.
ridiculous.
But that's fine.
But that's not enough.
That
for you
just
to
tells
go.
you
It tells you
that-
how much they hate Roman
Yeah,
Reigns.
that's it.
That's my whole point.
Right, yes,
They hate
agreed.
him. I mean, 82%. Night one was absolutely better. I'm sorry, on a drama level, I don't think anything tops the main event of Cody and Roman.
Listen,
that night.
if you got
that
me,
match was
if
insane.
you could keep me up on a Sunday night to midnight,
Dude.
you're doing your job.
How many times did you jump off the couch either with A, shit, Cody's gonna win, beat my guy, or B, okay, Roman has him now.
So
How many times
weird
during that
thing is
match?
I really did have a full confidence that Roman Reigns was beating Cody until
Thank you.
Hit
it.
Zayn and Kevin came out.
Yeah.
And once he hit Roman with
Yeah.
the stunner, I'm like, oh my God,
Oh, shit.
Cody's going to win the
Right,
belt.
right.
Did not expect
Right.
whatever to come in and Soa to hit him with the
Solo.
thumb.
You know what really got me wondering?
Stinger says, by the way, he's happy that Roman won.
Cool. I told you, I feel like I went either way because I like both of them. I was like, a little disappointed for Cody, but I totally got it. And then I started laughing. I was actually laughing. I thought I was like, wow, maybe he will hold the belt for 7 years, like I keep saying. Let me just keep holding it. Pass Bruno. Go ahead.
WWE draws giant rating for Raw after WrestleMania 39. 2.26, which is
Okay.
an incredible number.
Yeah,
For
good
some
point.
reason, people did not like the Raw the Raw after WrestleMania.
Why is that?
I don't know.
I thought it was good.
What did you not like about? What did you like about it?
I just liked it in general. I just watched it last night on the replay a second time just to make sure I wasn't seeing things because everybody's like bitching. But you know what? Again, it's a loud minority that does most of this bitching about WWE because numbers don't lie.
And in turn, by the way, AEW last night drew 877 for their Dynamite on.
Right.
And they're going to fill Wembley Stadium.
Yeah,
I
and
I
by
know
the-
we
by the
seem
way,
like we're
that rating
anti AEW guys,
are.
but
Well, we are. What am I going to sit here and say that I'm not against them? I think that
I'm not. Dude,
whatever.
here's the thing. I can't
Actually,
stand
I'm against their
all
loudmouth supporters.
straighten me
Let's
out
put it
because
that
I know
way.
you're going to tell him. But
Go ahead.
what's the big deal that Jay Switchblade White shows up? Big deal. Who is
Well,
this guy?
Who is he? He's a guy who jobbed in New Japan for like 8,000 years, and then they made him a world champion. That's who he is. He's a good wrestler. I'm not that crazy about him. He reminds me a little bit of Neville. I don't know. Whatever, you know.
Jay Will says Cody will have the belt in the next year. Davio says Roman versus Solo is the feud coming. Mark my words. Listen. Definitely going to be a problem within the bloodline. Mm-hmm. And maybe
It's coming with the Usos
maybe
first.
he has it with Solo.
It's coming with the Usos
Fine,
first.
I could agree.
Yeah.
And then maybe with Solo, and then
Right.
Lesnar. I still believe to this time that The Rock is still coming. I don't, whether he's in Cody's corner or he wrestles, he is coming. He will be part of the demise of Roman Reigns. That I 100%
He
feel.
should be, but I'm getting tired of talking about it because we've been talking about it for 3 years now. So who gives a fuck when he shows up? When he shows up, I'll talk about it. Until then, quit boring me, Rock. Show up.
Jay Will says UFC WWE merger is going away to get Gable Stevenson over in a cross promotion. Jay, I'm going to tell you this, and this is a true feeling of mine. If they start cross promoting, it's the end of wrestling.
I agree.
It's a mistake,
I agree.
and it's a mistake to do
Right.
it.
And Gable Stevenson, what was that? Gable Stevenson? That's
Yeah.
it? He's got the personality of a cornflake. Forget it. He ain't doing nothing. I don't care what his background is.
Overall ranking of this WrestleMania as your favorite WrestleManias, does it rank next to your favorite
Got
WrestleManias?
39 of them I would have to look at. I can't even say. I would need more time on that one. WrestleMania 3 I fucking love. WrestleMania 18 I love. WrestleMania 17 I love.
You never say
trying to think.
WrestleMania 1. I never get that.
Because WrestleMania 1 is not that great in comparison to a lot of the other ones.
Well, because it's just like evolution. It gets better.
Yeah.
But still, it's like...
I'm not warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum, as my buddy across the pond would say. I'm basically warm and fuzzy for a Hogan Andre. I got to admit, I loved Hogan Warrior. Like, certain ones stand out in my mind.
But you keep talking
know.
about, like, is it because of the whole card, or is it because it's just the main event?
If you want to talk whole card, there's probably nothing, and I know this is the popular thing to say, WrestleMania X7, 17. That was insane, that card. That was the height of the Attitude Era, basically. That was insanity. That's when I do believe Austin went heel.
Right.
That WrestleMania was insane. That was fantastic WrestleMania. 2 years later was the greatest SummerSlam. I was lucky enough to be at that.
Go back to WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a problem for you that they turned Austin heel? Didn't that ruin that WrestleMania for you?
No. No, it didn't.
Because don't you think that went over flat? After a while, it just went over flat. It didn't
while,
work.
but the moment when it happened, I mean, doesn't the moment itself ever count to these folks? You know?
No, I understand.
Were you mad when he became a bad guy?
No, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand why they felt it necessary to do it.
I'll tell you, it really at the end
I mean,
of the
funny
day,
clicks with Kurt Angle. I love that.
That shit was great. Kumbaya.
Yeah,
What
it was
are you
good.
talking
It
about?
was
That
good.
Fantastic. I thought
But
Austin
it
was great.
wore out fast.
Yeah, it did. It did. Agreed.
I don't know. For me, I go with WrestleMania 3,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 5,
Okay.
WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 17. Hard to deny.
WrestleMania 18, Hogan Rock.
Was it WrestleMania 13 when Austin beats Michaels for the belt?
14.
14.
You're close.
That, for some reason, I like that card, and it really wasn't a very good card. I totally understand it.
Yeah.
I will say, to me, this WrestleMania is definitely in the top 10 best WrestleManias they've ever
I'd
had.
have to think about it. It
As
was
a
very
pure
good one.
wrestling fan, which I am not,
Mhm.
there wasn't a bad match on that card.
Yeah, it was some good ones.
There wasn't even a bad. There wasn't a bad one where you
No, you're
went
right
to
about
sleep.
that. But
you
let's
know,
not forget what we were saying before we watched WrestleMania this past weekend. We were looking at the card, and we were even admitting that night one could be a SmackDown card, except Cena's at least on it.
right?
So
But it ended up not being a SmackDown card. It ended up being a pretty good. Like the matches were off the hook.
I thought it was great.
Who would have thought that tag team dance with the men would have been as good? That was frigging incredible. What they pulled off.
You got guys like Ricochet that can work.
And here's the thing. The old crush them with your finisher and they get up wasn't happening a lot. A lot of false finishes, don't
Right,
get me wrong.
right.
But they weren't like they finish you with a move type of thing. It got a little heavy in the main event. They kind of did that a
was
little
insane.
bit, right? There was a
I
lot of
thought
getting
that
out
was
of the
insane.
final matches
Yeah,
there.
that was crazy. Crazy stuff.
Well, anyway,
By the way, do you know where the true false finish kick out really happened?
would it be WrestleMania 3, Savage Steamboat? No, what?
The first one in modern history. I'm going more like WrestleMania. That's really a long time ago. But do you remember Kane, Undertaker's very first ever match against each other? Kane kicked out of the tombstone.
Yes, yeah.
No one had ever done that. And that's when that started, where all of a sudden finishers weren't necessarily
ESO
a
says the
finisher.
women's 6-man was bad and the fatal 4-way tags were pointless.
Okay.
The 4-way tag with the men were awesome.
You could say it was pointless.
The women's was
That's
the worst
fine.
of the entire event,
Right.
but it wasn't bad.
No, it
it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, there was nobody was
I would say this, as
Shit in
entertaining,
the
there
bed.
wasn't one match that didn't entertain me.
No.
I didn't sit,
No,
and
it
I'll
was
tell you
all
what,
good.
the Shane McMahon thing,
That was good.
I thought to myself, this got to be a work.
Snoop
Because
Dogg's
if
a
Snoop
genius.
Dogg was able to...
Snoop Dogg knows
to-
his wrestling. He knew
I-
what to do.
I gotta
He's
tell
a
you.
performer, man. He knew what to do.
Unbelievable.
I would have done the same thing. Snoop Dogg knew what
to
to
do
He's
that
an
on the
entertainer.
fly,
Yes.
unreal. And how about
Yes.
Miz? Miz going with it.
What a pro.
Unbelievable.
Hey, dude, the guy's a pro. That's why he's been there for fucking how long has he been there? The Miz gets no
Are we
credit.
sure that wasn't a work from Shane? Has that been confirmed?
No, listen, the McMahon's got a problem with their quads and stuff. I don't know what they're talking about.
I knew you were going to say that.
But
That's
they
funny.
Do. They do.
All right, guys, we're going to call it a day, and
right.
we will be back at 9 o'clock where we have special guests, and
have a
I'm
guest?
excited. Yes, we do.
Who do we got?
We have
Is it a secret?
Maggie Cole. Now, here's the deal. Maggie lives on Long Island. Her name is Maggie Cole Messina.
Okay.
And I don't know if you guys remember, last year we had Lee Cole, who is the brother
Sure.
of Tom Cole, who was on here and talking about the Ring Boy scandals.
Right.
And Cole, Tom, we consider a friend. Tom has his own YouTube channel now, and he's got a lot of things going on. But Maggie wanted to tell her side of the story, and I thought it was a good idea, was to actually go face-to-face and hear. You know, everybody heard of Lee, right? Because
Right.
Lee was all in the dirt sheets and everything.
Sure.
I did not even know that Tom had a sister, Maggie. So this should be very interesting.
Should be. Should be.
I want to thank you guys for joining us on this live This Week in Pro Wrestling. I hope it was entertaining. Thank you for the short notice. We will be back at 9 o'clock. Looking forward to join us. Pharaoh, send us on the way.
Phil, no rioting until the show starts at 9:05. You've been watching This Week in Wrestling, and in